notes. My name is Lisa, and today is Saturday, April 11th, 2019. Happy Mother's Day to everybody out there. Just want to wish everyone a wonderful and beautiful day. Now you see here that I am wearing our Shellscapes Shawl by Lisa Cook, and I have one skein of It's a Wrap by Red Heart, and this is the Sprinkles line. This is a little bit different, and as you saw in the pictures in the introduction, it is a gorgeous watercolor with hints of pastel. It so reminds me of a Monet painting, especially the water lilies, which here in Cleveland, Ohio, we are very lucky to have two of those paintings in the museum, Cleveland Museum of Art, and it is just a beautiful color. Like he paints and expresses nature, I paint with yarn is how I look at it. And this is one skein, and I'll tell you what, this is very, very doable as a scarf. If you only have one of these, you could definitely make a scarf. You can make it shorter. Right now I'm 5'5", and this is down to my knees. I could tell you the next time I make this, and there will be a next time, I will make it a little bit shorter and not as long, but I am going to go ahead and continue. The only difference is because the yellow is on the inside, I'm going to start on the outside of this skein here and work my way back to the blue so it has a coordinating blue edge. That's the only difference. I'm going to work this skein backwards. And as you can see, I have another finished object here. This is my Dreamy Sand Dollar Cocoon. The pattern was released right after the last video. It does have a YouTube how-to that is unlisted and private that comes with it, and it is a very simple stitch. If you can do a granny stitch, you can definitely do this beautiful sand dollar. And I made this to go with my bloom hat, which was released. This is the cherry bloom beanie, and this is knitting. It was released. These are all Lion brand yarns here, and basically scraps. If you want to go over to my Ravelry account, you could see everything there. But now I have a nice matching coordinating set. And in case you missed the last video, this is the Dreamy yarn by Red Heart. It is like wearing a cloud. It's incredibly soft and very, very light. I made another sand dollar that's a little bit heavier, as mentioned in the last video. Well, what else are we going to talk about today? This video is about crochet, knitting, and sewing. Yes, after 25 years, I got my very first machine. I always used my mother's 1960 Blue Singer. All metal bobbins. I was shocked when I bought this one, and it had plastic bobbins. But I am doing this also at the same time that our lovely ladies, Crochet Luna and Starry Eyes Alley, are hosting a Dodgy Bag Mal 2019. So I made a project bag, my first sewing project since, I'm serious, home ec in high school. It's been well over 25 years, let's just say that. And this is my first bag. Isn't she a beauty? Look how cute that is. And the pattern I used is by Hue Logo, and I'll hold her pattern up in a second. But it has a zipper and it has a box bottom. And they call it Dodgy Bag because this mal, which is a make-along, is for people who normally knit or crochet, not necessarily sew. Brushing off my knitting skills, it was just like getting back on a bicycle. It was so fun. It came back like that. An automatic threader. Oh, I was in heaven. But Dodgy Bag indeed, and I love this because it's my first. Yeah, my seams don't quite match, but I'll live with it. I don't mind. And because this was so successful, I made another one. Look at this. Now this is a little bit different. Exact same pattern. The only thing I didn't do was cut off the corners, and I'll tell you why. Dodgy bag indeed. I didn't make the hole large enough for me to stick my hand into. I had to use a ruler to flip this inside out. But I love it. I could see adding a strap to this and wearing this as a crossbody bag. And inside I even managed to put my logo. Look at that right inside. It is a beautiful little bag with a handle. And this fabric I have to tell you about. I found on Amazon, and it is Cottonville. Here we go. You've got beautiful, beautiful squares about this size in about 10 colors. And I will tell you, they don't really have names, but it's this big, and they are perfect for making bags. I can make 2 bags out of this one. And these are just some examples of the colors here. And this bag right here was made with remnants. Oh, my parents and I went to Joann Fabrics. You know how we love shopping for yarn and art supplies. We went to Joann Fabrics where I picked up a remnant. Well, I picked up several remnants because they're all half off right now. And I am making lots of bags. So all the fabric from this, I was very, very lucky, coordinated together. I've got several beautiful, beautiful fabrics. Inside is called Crocus. This was called Illusion. And I just absolutely can't say enough. Beginner sewer, don't sew that often. Go for the remnants. This is technically made out of fat quarters, even though that's slightly larger than a fat quarter. Absolutely. Join the Mal, the make-along, and I do have a few more patterns that I want to do. In fact, Crochet Luna gave us some suggestions. I wrote down the pattern numbers, and I took them to my Joann Fabrics. Here they are. And again, thank you, Crochet Luna, for doing this. And here's this one, patterns for 40% off at Joann's as well. And I'm going to insert right here. Please remember, I am not affiliated with any company, yarn, clothing, Amazon. I am not affiliated with anyone. I am just sharing with you my love of crafting. So that's exciting. And let's talk about my big release that's coming out today. This is probably my most favorite pattern I've ever written. This is my Summer Brights beach bag, and you can see it's definitely large enough. These are rope handles, and if you don't have rope, you can certainly use an I-cord and little rope ties, which I made both of these for particularly this bag. But this is for knitters and crocheters because we have a crochet bottom and we have a crochet top. So tiny bit of crochet is in here. This is a double layer bottom to help cushion everything you have inside. And if you hear scrunching, that's because I have bubble wrap in here to kind of fill it out. And again, no sewing for the handles. It's simply knotted on. It's all explained in the pattern. So I do appreciate all your support and purchasing my patterns. It is greatly appreciated so I can continue writing and sharing my love of all crafts. And I'll tell you what, this was made using Premier Splash yarn. I seem to have a trouble with S's, don't I? Shellscapes and Splash. There, we did it. Okay, the first color is a honeydew up here. Then we have tangerine. We go into ocean and we go into violet. And these are all gorgeous. I honestly use scraps for those colors. So if you've got scraps laying around, absolutely. Premier Home yarn. This is the Splash collection. I absolutely adore this yarn. I've used it in several several gorgeous projects. Oh, this makes gorgeous granny squares too. And if you haven't seen the granny square bag I'm working on now, please go over to my Instagram, lisapinenotes on Instagram. And of course, as always, everything is linked below, including my Reverly account. And the white was just a white cotton cone. Most of these things we have laying around. But I tell you what, Premier came out with new colors in this splash, and I'm so excited that they, one, kept the line, and two, are increasing the colors. Of course, coral is the color of the year, and they added that to the splash lineup. Isn't that gorgeous? Paired with olive green, which I think is another hot color going into fall. This was going to be a very neutral bag. This one is gray splash. Isn't that beautiful? So we have all of this together right now. And I have one more neutral, and it's called taupe, and it's the brownies. The brownie color. So all of these are going to make a Summer Brights bag, and of course all going back to white to pick up that splash that's variegated throughout this. So that is my newest project, and I hope everybody is having a lovely weekend. I'm going to insert pictures. This is my birthday month, and last weekend I went on a wonderful hike. It was so beautiful. It's called Cedar Falls. It's over east side of Cleveland by Mentor on the Lake, and it is the most beautiful area I've ever hiked. If you're ever in that area, definitely check it out. So those pictures are going to follow, and I wish everyone a healthy, happy, and wonderful week. And what do we say? Make it a great day to knit and crochet. Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.